Coming up on Mountain News this morning, there were mixed reactions for former President Donald Trump at a recent convention he visited. And Kentucky is looking to change the restrictions for selling alcohol in grocery stores.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning. I'm Madison Carmouche, and it is 6 o'clock this morning, and it's August 1st. I mean, it just flew by this year. And let's send it over to meteorologist Tim Drawbridge for a look at your forecast on this First Alert Weather Day.
Certainly has been flying along, that is for sure. Madison flood watch extended through late tonight, meaning until about this time tomorrow morning for Estill, Lee, Breathitt, Perry, Letcher, Knott, and Wise counties point south and west as you make way back toward Rockcastle, Pulaski, as well as Wayne and McCreary counties. And not only regarding the excessive rainfall potential, but there is the potential. One or two of the cells this morning to be on the stronger side. We already have that. Also this afternoon, but more of a widespread severe weather threat like yesterday afternoon and evening coming to play from the north and west. Again, a level 2 excessive rainfall outlook courtesy of the Weather Prediction Center. Breaks in the clouds outside our door. 64. We're pretty much all in the 60s minus Somerset and Monticello. And the pinpoint Doppler radar shows this one complex north of Paintsville up toward Grayson, tracking into Louisa. Heavier bursts of rain and gusts, probably about 40 miles per hour with a good amount of cloud to ground lightning. Out the door we get you. Again, partly sunny, humid today, scattered showers and thunderstorms with a forecast high up close to 90. More about your ARH First Alert 7-day forecast coming up in a few moments. Madison?
All right, Tim, thank you. The presidential race is heating up with former President Donald Trump and Vice President Kamala Harris both turning their focus to black voters yesterday. But this morning, Trump is facing growing fallout after he questioned Harris's racial identity at a gathering of black journalists. CBS News' Leah Mishkin has the latest on the controversy and the 2024 race from London.
Last night, former President Donald Trump returned to Pennsylvania nearly 3 weeks after surviving an assassination attempt in the battleground state.
I shouldn't be with you, but I am.
Hours earlier in Chicago, Trump sparked controversy at the National Association of Black Journalists convention when he questioned Vice President Kamala Harris's racial identity.
She was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black. So I don't know, is she Indian or is she black?
Harris is the daughter of a Jamaican father and Indian mother. She attended the historically black Howard University and is a member of the nation's oldest black sorority, Alpha Kappa Alpha. Harris responded to Trump's attack at the gathering of another historically black sorority in Houston.
It was the same old show. The divisiveness and the disrespect. The American people deserve better.
Trump's comments also drew swift rebuke from the White House.
It's insulting.
Trump's running mate J.D. Vance defended him while rallying in Arizona.
He's running to be president for all Americans. He's already got record support from black voters, Hispanic voters, union workers, and many other Americans who have been lied to and betrayed by Kamala Harris and the fake news media.
Today, Vance will tour the southern border. Harris will speak at the funeral of Texas Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee. Leah Mishkin, CBS News.
Also starting today, Democratic delegates begin their virtual roll call vote to officially select the party's presidential nominee. Vice President Harris is running unopposed and has already been endorsed by more than 3,000 of the nearly 4,000 pledged delegates. Voting ends Monday, August 5th. That's the same day Harris is expected to announce her running mate. RFK Jr. may soon be added to the ballot in more states. On Wednesday, independent presidential candidate Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s campaign says it collected enough signatures to qualify for ballots in 8 more states. They are Alabama, Arkansas, Kansas, Massachusetts, Montana, North Dakota, Vermont, and Virginia. This is in addition to 12 states where Kennedy already secured a spot on the ballot. This brings the total to 43 states where his campaign has submitted petitions, qualified for ballot access, or collected enough signatures to qualify. A Kentucky representative is under investigation for alleged interactions with women. The Lexington Herald Leader reports the Legislative Research Commission is looking into Daniel Grossberg. He is a first-term Democrat from Louisville. The paper says 4 women shared stories about him. Some say he sent late-night texts they described as weird and creepy. Grossberg denied wrongdoing, saying in a statement he was never, quote, approached or crossed a line. A spokesperson for House Democrats says leaders have asked him to step away from the caucus during the investigation. The Kentucky Democratic Party continued its rural listening tour on Wednesday in Letcher County. Party leaders came to the Southeast Kentucky Community and Technical College Whitesburg campus. Organizers say it was a time for them to listen to the concerns and questions Eastern Kentuckians have for the party. Chair of the Kentucky Democratic Party, Coleman Elridge, says coming to Eastern Kentucky was important for him because he grew up in the region.
We have 120 counties. We have voters in all 120 counties, and we're not going to take any of those communities for granted. And so it means everything that we've gotten the attention of folks who are willing to come out and share their thoughts and their needs and the things that make them really proud to continue to be a Democrat in Kentucky.
Topics discussed at the listening tour included childcare, taxes, and thanks for Governor Andy Beshear for continuing to show up for the mountain people. The 2 Eastern Kentucky counties visited by the Kentucky Democrats were Magoffin and Letcher counties. The Interim Joint Committee on Licensing, Occupations, and Administrative Regulations discussed putting wine and spirits in grocery stores yesterday. Right now, only beer can be sold in those places. Jeremy Toms has more from lawmakers and business owners about the potential impact.
Shannon Stiglitz with the Kentucky Retail Federation says she wants to create a new conversation around alcohol modernization in Kentucky.
We have retailers who within their own footprint, in some stores they are allowed to sell wine and spirits, other stores they are not.
She spoke in Frankfurt on the benefit of legislation allowing wine and spirit sales in grocery stores.
And I think it could be huge for not only us, but the whole industry. You know, people want to make one stop for everything.
Clark's Pump and Shop has been that one-stop shop for many Kentuckians. Owner Rick Clark hopes that would extend to their convenience stores.
You know, with all the increased expenses we've had since COVID, wages, insurance, we definitely could use that, and I think it would push other sales too.
But one liquor store owner spoke out against it Wednesday, telling lawmakers the value of his business is in their liquor license.
These aren't the same things as milk and bread. You've got to be 21 to buy these things for a reason.
He also worries this change would make alcohol more accessible to minors. But Senator Reggie Thomas points out it's already around in pharmacies and other family stores.
If you want to go buy medicine, you pass right by shelves where they sell wine, spirits. You can go to Target now.
Stiglitz says 39 states allow wine, 19 allow both wine and spirit sales, and Kentucky should consider it for its grocery stores as well.
We're talking about growing vital retail businesses in all communities.
Jeremy Toms, WKYT.
A law that restricts the sale of vaping products can take effect in Kentucky after a judge's ruling. The judge dismissed a lawsuit that claimed the new law was constitutionally flawed. The law says vaping products not granted authorization by the Food and Drug Administration cannot be sold in Kentucky stores. A group of vape retailers who filed the lawsuit say the restrictions will jeopardize their businesses. The law will take effect at the start of next year. Medical marijuana becomes legal in Kentucky in less than 6 months, but 2 central Kentucky cities now say they want no part of it. Nicholasville and Wilmore are opting out of the program. According to the Jessamine Journal, Nicholasville city leaders want more time to prepare for rollout. Wilmore's mayor said most council members felt the city is not an appropriate place for cannabis sales. Jessamine County overall is still opted into the program. Rollout begins January 1st. Lexington is set to get 2 dispensaries.
.64 degrees outside our door here at WYMT. It's 67 down the road at Manchester, mid-60s at Pikeville, 69 at Jackson, and 68 at Harlan. Here is the pinpoint Doppler radar, active as you make your way toward the I-65 corridor, also as you make your way through Danville, too. What sticks out like a sore thumb? All this action slowly and surely coming toward Louisa, north of Paintsville and south of Grayson. And this will continue to track east and southeastward here. Good amount of cloud to ground lightning. It's concentrated in one area right now. So as this continues to track east and southeastward, heavy rainfall and some gusts approaching 40 miles per hour. Now the flood watch has been extended for a good portion of southern Kentucky until tomorrow. And the reason why? Well, we've got good rain chances, obviously, this morning. They kind of bottom out into the early, middle afternoon, and then we start to see another complex come back into play late this afternoon to this evening. And with some sunshine, we get up close to 90 for the afternoon high. How about the weekend forecast? Kind of a 50-50 deal again. We'll talk about that in a few moments. Madison?
Thanks, Tim, and thank you for joining us on Mountain News this morning. More news is on the way. Coming up, yesterday there was startling testimony on Capitol Hill about what's happening to women who give birth behind bars.